Ye and Kim were once Hollywood's most loved couple, but their relationship has turned bitter. As they wait for the divorce to be finalized, Kim has things she wants to say and Kanye is keen to tell his side of the story. We give you a rundown of what has happened so far. Things started off well. Kim and Ye appear to have started off with a healthy co-parenting relationship after the divorce was announced, and Kim was spotted at several of his listening parties. She even featured in one where she remarried him at a party. Of course, it wasn't a real ceremony. However, things took a turn for the worst after Kanye asked Kim to run back to him at a free Larry Hoover concert while she was dating Pete Davidson. Fuming, Kim decided to act by filing a case to be legally single while her divorce finalizes. Though Kanye also moved on with Julia Fox, things between him and Kim got worse, and it wasn't until a message involving his daughter on TikTok that things got really bad and Kim got involved. On Friday, 4th February, Ye took to Twitter to write, "Since this is my first divorce, I need to know what I should do about my daughter being put on TikTok against my will." This got to Kim, who had otherwise been pretty silent on the situation. She replied to his Instagram post with a notes app message in her Instagram stories. The message read, "Kanye's constant attack on me in interviews and on social media is actually more hurtful than any TikTok North might create," describing herself as a parent who is the main provider and caregiver for our children. Divorce is difficult enough on our children, and Kanye's obsession with trying to control and manipulate our situation is so negatively and publicly is only causing further pain for all. From the beginning, I have wanted nothing but a healthy and supportive co-parenting relationship because it is what is best for our children, and it saddens me that Kanye continues to make it impossible every step of the way. An accusation that Kim was calling him out not to be a provider was bound to get to Kanye, who immediately responded with, "What do you mean by main provider?" Ye said in the caption of another post that included a screenshot of Kim's story. "America saw you try to kidnap my daughter on her birthday by not providing the address. You put security on me inside of the house to play with my son, then accused me of stealing. I had to take a drug test after Chicago's party because you accused me of being on drugs. Tracy Romulus, stop manipulating Kim to be this way." Tracy Romulus is KKW's brand's chief marketing officer and is good friends with the Kardashians. Mentioning her name implies that perhaps she has been guiding Kim in the divorce situation. Either that or she is trying to add a spin on the situation for Kim, trying to make it out that Kim is a victim while Kanye is painted in a bad light. Angry Kanye has continued to express how he feels and took to Twitter to post age guidelines for TikTok, a clear jab at Kim for allowing her 8-year-old daughter to be part of TikTok. On Saturday, 5th February, Ye also called out media outlets that are trying to spin the narrative in favor of Kim. He pretty much told TMZ they needed to apologize. "TMZ, my children are not a game to me. I need an apology for how you try to spin the narrative. You are not being a fair media source. You're picking sides against the dad." He continued by posting more about dads being allowed to have more say. "I will no longer put my hand through blender to hug my children. My mother took me to Chicago when I was 3 and told my dad if he came to Chicago, he would never see me again. So I bought the house next door. I dream of a world where dads can still be heroes." Okay, he makes a fair point. Dads should have a say too, and Candace Owens became an unlikely ally, which he addressed by thanking her for being the only noteworthy person to speak on this issue, adding that a lot of celebs will say things in private but not in public. Candace had tweeted, "There's no 8-year-old in the world that needs social media, go color," and then later added, "Kim is wrong on this one. The psychological effects of social media on young girls is real and documented. It's actually Kanye that is trying to protect his daughter in this regard, and Kim is spinning this as obsession and control. There are other creative outlets for kids."
I just don't like the idea of the victim mentality of a woman saying, oh, he's obsessed and he's controlling. And, sure, he may be obsessive and controlling about different aspects, but on this particular one, Kanye West is 100% right and Kim is in the wrong. Get that child off social media. She's a child. She's 8 years old. You know that it leads to an increase in suicide rates amongst kids. These are devastating effects. There are multiple stories out there of parents saying, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I wish I did not allow my 8-year-old to develop this addiction. Don't be that parent that finds out too late, because you don't know. Kim, there was no social media when you were a kid. You were allowed to be a kid. You were allowed to be grubby. You were allowed to have braces. You were allowed to look weird and not develop that sense of like being self-conscious about yourself, because you're suddenly able to see all of these other kids and see what they look like. You don't know that. So right now what you're doing is you're experimenting with North. You're experimenting with her. You're experimenting with her psychology. You're experimenting and assuming that it's going to be okay. I wouldn't let my child be the test dummy for social media in this age, and I don't think she should either. So just throwing a little support toward Kanye.
Ye then went on to express how he felt that he wasn't being given a fair chance by writing, I want to bring my kids to my hometown of Chicago to see my basketball game play for 7,000 people, and Kim is stopping that. How is this joint custody? This was accompanied by a clip from his upcoming Netflix documentary Years. According to Ye, several of Kim's cousins have been supportive of him, though they weren't willing to speak out in public. Things continue to intensify, and on Sunday, Ye claimed that Kim Kardashian accused him of putting a hit out on her, reiterating the events where he wasn't allowed to go to his daughter's party. Ye wrote, I begged to go to my daughter's party and I'm accused of being on drugs. Then I play with my son and I take my Akira graphic novels and I'm accused of stealing. Now I'm accused of putting a hit on her. These ideas can actually get someone locked up. They play like that with black men's lives. Whether it's getting them free or getting them locked up, I'm not playing about my black children anymore. His posts may appear erratic and he may have to take medication to cope, but Ye feels his feelings are justified. I take medication, my dad didn't have money or a public voice when my mom destroyed me and his relationship. I do this is for every parent on either side whose kids' futures are being one-sidedly controlled. I don't even have the right to get angry as a father without, he wrote. Kanye has continued to feel his battle for having some say in his kids' lives is falling on deaf ears. In a more recent post, he asked for Kim's number, where he thanked account at Larry Jackson for giving him her number. The account appeared to have been suspended when we checked. Things between Ye and Kim are definitely getting worse. Where this drama goes still waits to be seen, but it's safe to say Kim Ye is dead. Kim's partner Pete Davidson and Ye's partner Julia Fox have not yet spoken out about this. Thanks for watching. Have it all daily. Please like, share and subscribe.
My solace comes from seeing my kids and getting a solid schedule. That's why I even got the house. They flipped it in the media like there was something wrong with me getting a house next to my kid.